Oh, hello. In today's video, which is going to be a bit different to my usual fare, I'm going to recount my first impressions after actually playing a game of Kill Team 2024. So this is a sort of battle report from memory between myself and my good friend Zimbad. Zimbad was playing the Angels of Death, and I was playing the Night Lords. So let's have a look, and let's try and understand what happened in the game. So here we have the actual game. Now, so what we've got over here, from left to right, so this here, S, is the Screamer, the Lightning Claws fella on the Night Lords team. Here is my leader, okay. Over here, we've got the Rocket Launcher fellow. Up here, having done an advanced scout move, is the Skin Thief. Over here is the Fearmonger, okay. And over here, we've got the Melter Gunner. For Zimbad's team, up at the top here, we have an Assault Intercessor, the Sniper, the Leader. Having done a little advanced move is the Grenade Launcher, and then a second Assault Intercessor and a fellow with a bolter. Okay. Actually, no, this second Assault Intercessor is technically the Grenadier. He didn't throw any grenades, so we'll just say Assault Intercessor. It doesn't make any odds. Okay. So then let's go through what happened. And this isn't going to be perfect, and I'm sure Zimbad's probably got to remember it better than I did. But this is essentially what happened in the game. So I'm going to start off with the Fearmonger here, and I'm pretty sure one of the first things that happened, the Fearmonger moved, just stood on that point, and we actually poisoned it, and he wasn't there. He was kind of here blocking off this door, right? And so kind of mirroring that, I believe Zimbad brought through his Assault Intercessor or Grenadier, technically, and he ended up parking him about there. Okay. I wasn't totally sure what to do, so my leader came through the door and ended up standing about here. And then with his third action point, we generated a CP. So I was looking for things where I could use, move, dash, and a third thing, move, dash, and a third thing. So poison the objective, generate the CP. I'm trying to find those safe moves that I can kind of get away with and do. All right. Now then, I seem to remember that Zimbad just brought one of his assault intercessors round to here. Okay. And all the time, I'm panicking about this sniper that he's got back here, who is obviously got the ability to see right the way down this central point, right, if anything really moves out. So I'm quite scared about the sniper. I moved the Screecher, came up to stand here behind this light barricade, which is when Zimbad brought his grenade launcher up to the window here and did a pot shot at the Screecher. Now, the Screecher has in Midnight Clad, so it was at Overwatch, so really just tickled the Screecher. Took a few, I can't remember exactly how many wounds. Tickled him for a few wounds. So that was not a massive problem. And then I was able kind of to punish Zimbad a little bit with that. So I brought the rocket launcher through the door to sort of approximately here. And I had shot then a crack missile at the Grenadier, which took his wounds value down. He was alive, but he was only on a handful of wounds. And Zimbad said to me later that he basically had forgotten that the Space Marine rocket launcher could do a full move, not just a dash. So he'd sort of, without asking me, if he'd asked me, of course I would have told him. I didn't want to win by a gotcha. He had at some point measured it out wordlessly, and I wasn't quite sure what he was doing. And sort of thought he was safe, but then he wasn't, because I could do a full move. Yeah. So then Zimbad had a turn, and I believe that was the turn that he brought his leader up, and his leader just, oh, no, not the whole map, thank you, PowerPoint, right? His leader went up and came out to about here, okay? And just chilled out there. Okay, so then we we were having a bit of a standoff because really I want to move up this skin thief, but anywhere up here where I can move the skin thief, the sniper is gonna I'm really scared of this sniper because remember the sniper has the ability to strip obscurity. So I decided to just position up my melter gunner for a future turn. So the melter gunner kind of came up this way and ended up around here. And then that meant that Zimbab brought out the bolter fella, who he literally brought out here into the open and took some pot shots at the melter gunner. Again, the melter gunner's obscured, so it took a few wounds, but not like less than 3 or less wounds, I think. And yeah, I wasn't that worried about that. And then, so it's my turn, and the only thing I got left to activate is the Skin Thief, and of course Zimbad has its Sniper. But I remembered that I could use a Prescience Point to skip an activation, so I skipped the activation, which I've been a little bit hesitant to do, because I didn't want to accidentally give him an Overwatch. But with it being the last activation of the game, it was fine, so I skipped the activation. He then had the Sniper, and he double passed with the Sniper, or triple passed, I guess, technically with the Sniper, which was cool, which let me move the Skin Thief up to here. Now, that was the state of play at the end of turn 1. So he'd injured a few of mine. I'd done nothing. No, I'd severely hurt his Grenadier, right? But that was really it. Yeah. So we got into the turn 2. I can't remember exactly I'm pretty sure he went into Tactical Doctrine. I did We've Come For You and the Black Hunt. It was the real thing here was we both kind of knew, because he'd watched my video about Night Lords, and we kind of knew we were both taking the champion tack up. So the big thing that it was going to come down to was which champions we were going to go for. Because obviously, from my perspective, I'm thinking, well, look, I've got the Melter Gunner here, who can obviously go up here and kill this bolt rifle guy, probably, right? That's what I thought at that point. I've got this really tasty opportunity with the Skin Thief to go up here, charge the leader, then potentially spend the CP to do a dash charge and charge what at the time I thought to charge the Assault Intercessor. And I've also got the rocket launcher, who's got a shot to kill the Grenadier, right? So I'm really not sure who I'm going to make my primary target, or what I'm going to do. It was a difficult one. So yes, he declared first. He declared his leader as his champion. So I'm looking at the state of the table and I'm trying to work out what's going on. And I thought, okay, he's got the first turn. So he's got the first turn. Now, I've got a Vox Scream, so I can Vox Scream something, right? If I make him my champion, the Skin Thief, seeing I've got this charge here, then he's gonna shoot my Skin Thief with his sniper. I can Vox Scream that, but then he's just gonna charge his leader into my Skin Thief, and I'm thinking I've got D3 damage on the charge, right? And obviously charging means that you strike first. I am not confident, because this leader, by the way, was an intercessor leader with a power sword. I'm not confident that if he charges me, I'll win, but I'm pretty confident that if I charge him, I'll win, right? So I didn't want to make the Skin Thief my champion. I decided that actually what I would do is I decided this ahead of time. I decided I'll make my rocket launcher my champion. Right? The rocket launcher has a clear shot against this grenadier. Right? I'm prepared. This is what I thought in my head. I'm prepared to not score the tack op this turn. What I want to do is get this charge off with the skin thief and kill 2 miniatures up here, right? To go ahead on kill points and deny his tack op, right? I thought that would be fair. So if we deny each other's tack op, but I've got 2 kills, I'll go ahead on points. So that was kind of the plan there. So the grenadier, he went first, and I decided I will Vox Scream the sniper if he activates the sniper, because I want to protect my skin thief, because I got it in my head that I really wanted to do this play. Now I think Zimbag kind of took the bait a little bit, activated his grenade, went for the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher, of course, is still in Midnight Cloud, right? Now, Zimbad really rolled a lot of dice, used a lot of CP trying to re-roll dice, trying to force through damage through Obscured with his crack grenade and his bolt round. And I think left the rocket launcher at the end of that turn on something like four wounds. Now, and he dithered a little bit about exactly where. Bear in mind, this was a very injured grenade launcher. He dithered a little bit about exactly where he wanted to leave him. I ended up leaving him about there with the 3rd APL. He then threw a smoke grenade down. He put a smoke grenade down on this assault grenadier, which was totally, not even on my radar. I had no thoughts of doing anything with this guy. So I thought, well, that's cool. So I came to charge in with the skin thief. And I fought the leader, right? And I did kill Zimbad's leader. But in doing so, I was left only on a handful of wounds. And then I thought, okay, my original plan was to charge the Assault Intercessor. But I'm pretty sure the Assault Intercessor is going to kill me. Yeah, I'm just pretty sure that's what's going to happen. So I realised that I could just about get in to within an inch of the wall here to charge the sniper, and I thought, oh, it's a 12 wound sniper. I've got a decent chance of killing it. I just need to roll, a crit, and then I have 2 crits with rending, and that'll be pretty good. And I rolled my dice. I just didn't get the crit that I needed on 5 dice. So I ended up with my dead skin thief and the sniper on 4 wounds. But the last thing the skin thief did before he got took off was I used time to the skinning pits to make it so this assault intercessor couldn't contest objectives, couldn't capture objectives, couldn't score objectives, couldn't do anything like that. So that was pretty cool. So then Zimbag came in with the assault intercessor. Right down, I think this is what happened next. Anyway, right down onto here. Had a doorway fight against my leader. I think he got my leader down to about half health. In the doorway fight, my leader was there pretty fine. So that was that. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, is this the point where I take the rocket shot? Because actually, he's left me with this rocket shot. Right, he's left me here with this rocket shot. So I took the rocket shot here, and I believe that I wiped out the gunner at that point. Right, I think that's what happened. Okay, so the gunner goes up, and I've done that. So then the rocket launcher is free to move, and what I wanted to do was to try and get him onto here, so I could cap the objective. Because I knew with my leader I wanted to fight, I wanted to make a CP, and I didn't want to have to move and cap the objective. So I wanted to move to there and cap the objective, but because I was injured as well, I just didn't have the range, so I decided to go this way, to here. Okay, and then what I didn't anticipate then is that Zimbad would come along here with the sniper, okay, and shoot his hyperfrag into this clusterfuck here. So that finished off my rocket launcher, who you remember was nearly dead. Because he can ignore. He spent one to ignore obscuring before firing. So even though in Midnight Clad, he ignored obscuring, and he did put some damage again onto the leader and some damage onto the screamer. So I'm sitting looking at the board state here, and still this guy is just sitting out here in the open. So I went for it with a move and a dash with my melter gun, and I did a melter gun into his face, and he survived on like 2 wounds, which I wasn't anticipating at all. He was still alive, so my melter gun has then stood there in the open going, you guys, right? So then it's Zimbad's turn. He's really only got his 2 models from activate here. And so I think the next thing he did, I may have got these the wrong way around, but certainly the logical way of doing it, he charged here and hatchway fought, right, and with his assault intercessor, and actually managed to kill the fearmonger. And again, I think the fearmonger got the wounds, got a few wounds on him, but he stopped there, right? So the fearmonger goes off. And now it's back around to my turn. I've not got a lot, right? So my leaders here, I'm going to fight and kill this this assault intercessor here. Okay. Oh, I should say this assault intercessor, by the way, sorry. Also, can I, while I'm in the middle of recording the video, can I insert another... Oh, look at this. This is amazing. So Zimbad had claimed... Let's turn this Zimbad red. Zimbad had claimed this objective. Right? There we go. Zimbad had claimed that objective with this. So he claimed the objective, and then charged, and then fought. So it was there. I have claimed no objectives yet. So I go into my leader... I'm going to fight here, and I fight and kill the assault intercessor behind the door. So he comes off. This is all in turn 2, right? Realise. Okay? And then my leader is going to go, okay. And what I thought about doing was okay, do I want to move here and capture the point? Could do, right? Do I want to move and make a CP? Do I want to make a CP? And then what I realised I could do with my leader was I moved in here. Okay, and I actually plasma pistoled the assault intercessor, who wasn't on full wounds because he had fought the fearmonger, right? So then the other assault intercessor died. This is a very bloody game, right? And then, to my real annoyance, the bolt rifle guy, bear in mind this is a full health melter gunner, the bolt rifle guy shot twice, killed the melter gunner. Right, so now the melter gunner's dead. Wonderful. And we're once again level pegging on the kill up. And the bolt rifle guy warned us back through to here. So, one last model left. I've got my Screamer. And so I'm thinking, the Screamer's really not done very much. He's wandered over to there. He's got a little bit shot. He's a little bit wounded. I'm thinking, oh, what on earth can I do? And I was thinking, because I had crack grenades as one of my ploys, one of my equipments, and I thought, oh, if I just go up here, can I just lob at a crack? But of course, this is heavy cover. So there's no lobbing a crack grenade from there to there. That's not happening. Okay? That's not happening at all. So I'm thinking, okay, well, what am I going to do? 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 So in the end, because I realised I hadn't got any objectives, I came up here to behind the leader, okay, and I captured that point. So I'm just going to insert another square for you. So let's put a square on there. So at the end of turn 2, yeah, very bloody, right? We've both got 2 minutes left, and it is pretty well what it is. So then, right, so then, like, there's a lot of thinking, and there's a lot of shenanigans, and a lot of pondering, and a lot of not being sure what to do, right? And I'm painfully aware this guy can come here, right, hyper-frag again, and I got 2 wounded boys that aren't going to have a good time, or potentially just going for the kill and go for the leader, or go for the lightning claw guy, right? Now, so what do we do? First thing to say is that Zimbad won the initiative. Okay. I didn't use any. I had some. So I had 2 CP. I didn't use any CP. I don't think in the principal phase. Okay. So I'm trying to work out what to do. I'm trying to understand what I can do. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me what what this game even is. Okay, because there's no way that he's getting anywhere, that he's doing anything, that he's getting anywhere. So yeah, Zimbad activates his sniper. I named the who did I name? Pretty sure I named my leader as the champion, and he named his sergeant as the champion. And Zimbad activates his sniper, and I Vox scream the sniper. So I know that the sniper's not going to go, right? And then, how did this go down? I'm pretty sure he brought his bolt guy out. No. Oh, my mind's gone blank now, right? I think he brought his bolt guy out and took a shot at my leader. To no real effect. No. He took this guy. He brought him round here. I don't really know what he was planning to do. I think maybe he was coming down for this objective. I don't really know what his plan was. But remember, this guy's on very few wounds, right? So then I've got my activation. And I'm not really sure what I can do, because I've got 2 models and I can save one of them. And I can't remember why. I was weighing it up. I think the leader at this point may have been injured, and the Screecher was fine. So I'm pretty sure what I did was I brought the Screecher over to here. Something like that, right? And then, of course, Zimbad comes over to here and kills my leader with the sniper rifle. And that was basically turn 3. So Zimbad's slightly ahead on the kill up. Okay, and he's scored. So you know, in the second turn, I scored champion. In the third turn, he scored champion. So now we go into turn 4, and I actually won the initiative. So obviously I made my Screamer the champion, and I had the charge here. So this guy must have been a little bit further down. And I don't think Zimbad thought I had the charge. But I had the charge here, so I was able to charge and kill this guy, right? And then it was Zimbad's turn, and he must have manoeuvred this sniper around to here earlier to get the shot, and the sniper essentially was just about able to... I've not been moving him quite right on the thing, but however it worked out, the sniper was able to come through and just about flip this objective for Team Zimbad. So when it came right down to it, Zimbad then scored double on the 2 VP on the primary. So we'd had 2 turns of scoring 1 VP on the primary. Zimbad had a turn of scoring 2 VP on the primary, and I scored nothing on the primary. Right? I had scored champion twice. He had scored champion once. We both killed the same number of guys, and we'd both chosen to kill up as our critical objective. So essentially, it was a draw. It was a draw. And I had a lot of fun. Yeah, and I hope you found that kind of entertaining. It's difficult doing it from memory like this. I think I've got all the details right. And yeah, so I'm just going to go through now and have my sort of lessons learned from that game. Yeah. All right, so let's see that. Yeah, so lessons learned. Things that I personally learned from that game. So Night Lords are really good on Volcus. There's a really high level of heavy terrain. It really was challenging for Zimbad to, if he hadn't had that sniper, obviously he hurt me in combat with a couple of guys, but you can't sit back and shoot Night Lords. And there are a lot of teams that don't have, is only, as far as I know, there's only really the Angels of Death and the Scouts that have a sniper that can remove conceal at long range. He did have the Auspex equipment piece, but he never used it, because what we came to realise was, because Night Lords in Midnight Clad disappears anyway when you're within 6, the Auspex just gives you an extra 2 inches, and so it's not that useful. Now, Auspex is in other teams that work slightly differently, might be useful. So, for example, the Scout Auspex, if you get the Scout Auspex guy within 8, he can then light up a Night Lord, and then the rest of the team, including long-range guys, can shoot. But because of the way the Angels of Death Auspex works, yes, you can have it on whichever model you want, anywhere in the kill zone, but it's only for the shooting of that model. So, not actually that great against Night Lords, because it's just giving you an extra 2 inches. It could come in clutch, potentially. Didn't in this game. Ignoring the crit up and focusing on killing, at least in turn 2, is definitely a valid tactic. It's definitely improved my gameplay, because something I always used to do was very guilty of overextending in turn 1, trying to get points. Now you can't get points in turn 1, so you've got no reason to risk anything. So it can be a very cagey manoeuvring turn. It's a very different game. But yeah, just position, and then it's just trying to kill with that kill up, and also champion. I found champion really interesting because of that interplay we had at the top of turn 2, where which one of us, each one was going to declare our champion. And because I had more strategic ploys and things that I wanted to do, I was able to find out which champion he was going to declare first. Really powerful. Really dictated the flow of the game, and that kind of cerebral moment there of going, well, I'll make the rocket launch the champion. That was probably my play of the game. I'll make the rocket launch for the champion. I will only Vox Scream if he picks the sniper. Let's see what he's going to do. For me, that was probably the bit where I did the most to kind of secure the draw. Obviously, you're really getting inside my head and my track. I'm not sharing a lot of... I have talked to him about a little bit about what he kind of felt and lessons he learned, but yeah, this is mainly how I feel about the Night Lords. So, but I think that champion's really interesting, especially 2 Marine teams where a lot of the time, unless you're Thousand Suns, I think Thousand Suns can't take can't take Seek and Destroy, so 1,000 Suns are probably going to take Confirm Kill, right? But I think for all the other Marine teams, you're likely to take Champion a lot of the time. Really interesting. I lost initiative 3 turns out of 4, but the bonus CP, getting 2 CP in turn 2 and turn 3, kept me in the game a little bit. Yeah. Smoke grenades were pointless for Night Lords. I didn't really cover explicitly the equipment that we took. So I took the flayed skin, which it sort of didn't do anything, but because Zimbad knew that I could take flayed skin, he didn't take the Assault Intercessor Sergeant because he knew Assault Doctrine would be useless to him. And I say it didn't do anything. There was no moments where Zimbad's like, I'm going to reroll this. And I was like, aha, you can't. But it's quite possible that Zimbad just in his head, without saying anything, went, well, I can't spend to reroll anything because Phil has flayed skin. So I don't feel like it did anything. Maybe it did loads, and I just don't know. Like, you have games, it's the same like I said earlier with the Fearmonger. I don't feel like he did very much. He moved forward, poisoned the thing, and then died like a chump. But in Zimbad's head, he did loads because that poisoning of the thing actually did stuff. So, yeah, flayed skin. I took the barbed, the thing where you can't fall back, or you try and fall back, you roll 2 dice, try and get a 4 up on one of them. Zimbad didn't really ever fall back from me. But again, I don't know whether he didn't fall back from me. Like, we never rolled it, but I don't know if the fact that I had it meant that he just remembered that I had it and then didn't fall back where he otherwise might have done. I don't know. And then I didn't want to take Grizzly Trophy because it seems a bit fiddly, and I definitely didn't want to take the Vox Interrupt the thing because I know that the Angels of Death have no plus CP mechanic, right? So I took Cracks and Smokes. Didn't use either of them. Smoke grenades are pointless for Nemesis Claw on a Volcus map. Never take them. Like, why did I say take smoke grenades? You might want to take them on Beta Decima. I don't know. I haven't played a lot of Beta Decima, but you never want to take them on Volcus. Absolutely pointless. Crack grenades, I didn't use. I think I would keep taking the crack grenades, actually, just literally because, like, you've got to get in your head, the crack grenades are not what they used to be. They don't work like a grenade. They don't have Seek. They don't have, and yeah, the Night Lords can give things Seek Light with Pyre-Sight, which is great for getting people off vantage points. But because so much terrain is heavy, Seek Light wouldn't have helped me a lot of the other times. So I would still take them, but literally only because I've got I've got that Lightning Claw Warrior with no weapon. And so the ability to give him a kind of alright short-range weapon that he can shoot twice in a battle, I think it just gives you that extra little bit of flexibility in case he finds himself out of position. But I can't recommend crack grenades in the general case. Obviously, if you have a Grenadier and you hit on 3s, blah, 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 it's a slightly different thing. But, like, Zimbad had a Grenadier, didn't fire any grenades with him, used him to charge an assault, so, yeah. Yeah. In terms of Zimbad's equipment, I think he took smokes. He took the tilting shield that he forgot to use. So the tilting shield protects you against rending, and I definitely had things that rendered in combat, and I definitely promoted dice, and Zimbad didn't say, don't do that, I've got a tilting shield, and I didn't remember until after the game when I think Oro on the Discord was like, what equipment did everyone take? And I was like, what equipment did Zimbad? I looked at the equipment and like, oh, it does that, right, no, okay. He didn't take the thing about falling, about doing Overwatch, because I think into another Marine team, unlikely to have any Overwatch actions. In fact, there were no Overwatch actions in our game because we killed each other pretty well evenly, I kill one of his, he killed one of mine, that kind of thing. He took the Purity Seals, I think he forgot to use. No, they never came up, he just never rolled 2 misses. Zimbad just doesn't miss, he just rolls hot, it's fine. And so crack grenades, Purity Seals, the tilting shield, and smoke grenades, Purity Seals, tilting shield, And a third thing, I think the other marine, like, faction equipment. Can't remember what that is off the top of my head, sorry. But yeah, so equipment, interesting stuff. Really happy I took the rocket launcher. Did loads. You definitely want a ranged model, precisely so you can punish people for going, I'm going to put my guy without a silent weapon on exactly what Zimbad did. I'm going to put my guy without a silent weapon on a vantage point, and then I'm going to shoot one of your guys when he tries to move forwards, and then you go, okay, and you shoot rocket at him. Definitely a convert to the idea of you need to take a ranged weapon so you can do that. A lot of people are like, take the plasma gun, and I'm like, no, because plasma gun's bad and melter guns are amazing. Just take both gunners. I think that's definitely the pick in this game, where it really is a game of killing as far as I can see. Having an extra guy who can kill is a great pick. I think the Fearmonger is definitely the weakest operative on the team, and I was talking today at work about swapping him out for the Ventriloquist, who I also think is pretty weak, but maybe I could do more with him. But then Zimbad was like, the Fearmonger effectively stopped him from being able to take the bottom objective with his heavily injured models, so... Because the Fearmonger has been, like, it's funny, because Oro was saying, I think you should drop the Fearmonger, but I've always said you should drop the Fearmonger. It's like, understood, but the Fearmonger has been significantly buffed from the previous edition. It's his knife is now, like, 5 dice, and his toxic, like, mining of an objective now does 2d3 damage, so it's, yeah... And another thing I like about the Fearmonger is that he has a long-range weapon as well. You have that long-range bolter as well that's lethal 5-up, I think, within 8 as well. And it's like, a lot of people are saying take a warrior. Well, I think Fearmonger does a lot. Obviously not take a warrior into this matchup, but take a warrior into a 7-1 team. I still think a Fearmonger does quite a lot. Obviously, if you're really good at getting the Ventriloquist... If the stars align and you get that setup where getting that free dash is going to help you, then it's kind of a big deal. But no, I didn't miss it. I didn't ever think, if only I had the Ventriloquist here, I could do this or this or that. So yeah, I thought it was cool. The new kill zone is a massive part of the game experience for me. And so... If you're playing Kill Team 2024, but you're not playing on Killzone Volcus, like, a lot of what I'm saying isn't going to be that desperately relevant, because a lot of what makes the game different, like, obviously, the objective placement, right, and everything else that they've changed, and champion and all that stuff, is still significant, but, like, for me... The maps and the terrain pack are such an integral part of the game that, if you're playing on Octarius and maybe trying to, like, use or modify, or maybe using Can You Roll a Crits Octarius map pack with 3 objectives, your mileage is going to vary. Like, if you're playing Night Lords on Octarius and saying, Mr. Telltale said these were really good, but I'm really struggling with them. Well, it's because you're playing on a map that still has, like, quite a lot of the terrain is light. So maybe there's more places where you're not within an inch of heavy, and so maybe you do want to take a smoke grenade or something. Your mileage will vary. Yeah. I have seen at least one place where I could have won. So if you remember at the top of Turning Point 3... when I had my leader and my sniper clustered together on the middle objective. No, my leader and my lightning claws clustered together on the middle objective, and Zimbad had his sniper and his heavily wounded bolt intercessor hiding like cowards. And I used Vox Scream to mean he couldn't start with the sniper, so his assault intercessor limped around the corner, and then I was able to get my lightning claws to safety. If at the top of that turn I'd remembered I had Return to the Shadows, what I could have done is moved my leader or lightning claws back towards the uncaptured objective at the bottom, the poisoned objective, the uncaptured one at the bottom, out of harm's way, potentially, of the sniper, and then done the Vox Scream, and then been able to save both my guys, and potentially finagle my way onto that bottom objective, and gone for two points there. So, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Zimbad forgot loads of stuff as well. It might not have made a massive difference, but yeah, it was interesting. And I will say Zimbad forgot loads of things as well, like the tilting plate thing I already mentioned, like that would have changed the game materially as well. So, first game, we're all learning, we're all going to miss stuff, but it's good to, by explicitly telling the story about the time that I forgot that I could return to Shadows, I will try, and maybe that will fix it in my brain for next time we play. Yeah, I'm really happy to get a draw against Zim. Like, in the previous edition of the game, Zimbad would typically win. He's typically a better player than I am, so really pleased. Really, really pleased with the draw. I think that's a positive result for me. Obviously hoping to win the next one. So, speaking of the next one, did you enjoy this style of, I guess, battle report, right, where I kind of do it from memory with the little coloured circles? Because Zimbad's coming around tomorrow after work to play again, so potentially tomorrow's video will be another one like this, if that's something that people say that they enjoy and what they want. Right? I'm fully aware that a lot of people want the faction rundown videos, okay? I have other videos I want to do as well, and it's just trying to work out what to do. I'm trying to do a video every day at the minute because there's so much stuff I want to talk about Kill Team. It's absolutely exploding, and I need to get some of this stuff out of my brain before Games Workshop publishes really cool art. Like, I'm not ready for more slop from Warcom. Like, I literally cannot cope with all the videos that I want to make at the moment. It's a bit of a struggle. So, if you like this style of content, like, this could become a weekly fixture. This could become the Tuesday video fixture, like the me and Zimbad. This is a very low effort way that I can do it. Which hopefully people find enjoyable, but I do admit, like, I think a lot of my videos are enjoyed by people who aren't looking at the screen, so maybe having a video where you have to look at the screen to look at the little circles isn't what you want. Like, people like to listen to my stuff while they're working, or painting, or doing chores, and this one really went, no, please look at the screen. So, let me know in the comments. Like, I want to be guided by you. We will play tomorrow either way. We'll probably play Map 2, Mission 2, and then Map 3, Mission 3, and then Map 4, Mission 4, Map 5, Mission 5, Map 6, Mission 6, Map 1, Mission 7, Map 2, Mission 8, Map 3, Mission 9, and then see where we are, right? And play all the missions and maps. Play all the missions and the maps 1.5 times through, and then maybe look at one of the other kill zones, try and remind ourselves what Into the Dark even is. I don't know, but like that's going to be a lot to be getting on with, because there's a lot of combinations of things. That's 9 weeks of playing Kill Team once a week, so that will take us, like for not quite till Christmas, but almost to the Christmas break, almost. Yeah, so that's the plan. Let me know if you'd be interested in watching those games. Alright, thanks everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next time. Cheery, cheery, bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Goodbye.